Scott, what is it about you that the very second that I mention you, your name, I mean, people, men and women, right away go, oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. I mean, you have made such a presence in our lives, and I just want to thank you for giving yourself permission for being who you are.
Wow, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't know. I guess I've been in some. I've done some work in some shows that really impacted some people. I don't want to take too much of the credit, but I got lucky. I was never lucky before, and then I started getting lucky. So I figured, well, I've chosen the right profession. I'm getting lucky here and there, putting in the work, and I ended up on some. Careers are funny things in this business. You just never know where you're going to land. And I landed on, that other show that I can't mention, and got pretty lucky with that.
Yeah.
And got a chance to play a character that I didn't want anybody else to play. I really thought that I owned that character. And there's a lot of really talented actors out there that never find their role where they can really do their thing. I guess I got lucky on that one. And then because I got lucky, all these people say all these nice things, and it's really wonderful. And every one of the other show's fans, sorry, I can't mention it because of the strike and all that. You understand.
I do. Of course I do.
But it's just been one pleasant encounter after another with this fan base. And it's just a terrific privilege to have portrayed that character. And now I've got another character that I'm portraying that I feel equally as lucky to have been offered. And I'm doing the kind of work that I always thought I was capable of doing, but never given the chance to do. And it's exciting. And I go to work every day challenged, and, I have to rise up to the level of the material. And, there's always this tension whether I can do it or not. And I somehow pull it off. I don't know how I do it, but I just do it. And I do it because I have a great cast to bounce things off. I have great writers. Roma Roth has written some wonderful scripts, and it's just sort of the stars aligned on this one too. So thank you for your kind words. That's very, very nice of you. It's very nice to hear. But it's really just a question of being in the right place at the right time once. Mm-hmm. And it just sort of happened, and it continues to grow for 23 years. It's kind of a bizarre phenomenon. Right. And it's just, it's been a great ride. I hope
that we want the story. I almost feel like my grandparents in front of the radio, except our radio is a flat screen TV.
Your generation wants to see this kind of relationship between a father and a daughter reconciling.
Exactly. We do. We want that storyline.
Yeah, I believe that, obviously that's the spine of this piece is that storyline. Everything else hangs off of that. Yes. And her journey and my journey back to one another. People love it so far because it's so relatable, and everybody has had issues with their family, and we do things in this show which may or may not inspire people to, dig a little deeper inside themselves and maybe try to mend their relationships with their own family members, hopefully. And that's what I hear a lot about from the other show, is that it had this sort of quality of healing people's relationships. And here I am in another show that is, I think, it maybe not so consciously attempting to do that, but taking us through a very dramatic and very deeply emotional journey through the process of healing family strife, in a very idyllic, beautiful place, which Nova Scotia is. So that's really the crux of it. And I think that's a really interesting observation that you make about your own generation. I don't know how old you are, but that this is the type of narrative that people want to see.
Hey, this is a great place to take a break, and the reason why is because we're having technical difficulties, so let's go ahead and take a break, and when we get back, we're going to have Scott on the telephone. Thank you for your patience. My connection to Sully is that he owns a campground in the mountains. I'm an RVer. I love campgrounds.
We're all about RV campgrounds. So that campground has been in my family since the late 1800s, so it's a real, palpable thing for Sully, and that's his pride and joy, and that's where everybody gathers on an annual basis for barbecues and 4th of July celebrations. So it's really sort of the cultural nexus of the town. Yeah, he takes a lot of pride in that, and I'm kind of an outdoorsy guy myself.
Yeah.
Love the mountains. Love, especially in the wintertime, which is maybe kind of weird, but I love the cold weather. I live in Southern California, but I crave the icy mountains and lots of snow. So it's a fun character to play. I like, the other show that I was in, it was primarily an indoor show.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to be outdoors in nature. And I think that's actually one of the main drawing makes the show so attractive, is that it is such a beautiful scenery and beautiful location in here up in Nova Scotia, excuse me. It does have a wide open natural feel to it, and the characters as well. So, you get a lot in 1 hour.
Yeah. What's really interesting is the Countryland is so beautiful, and yet what the storyline of Sully, his own personal dramas, and I think there's such a great balance there that when things do get tough or you're in question, even as a viewer, it's like, okay, we've got this whole entire thing that's taking place around us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. It's listen. It is a real internal and obviously an external journey as well. Maggie's returning to a beautiful place,
mm-hmm.
To deal with some ugly realities from her past that she must resolve to move on. And I think people can relate to that. Everybody's got family strife. Everybody's got drama. Everybody's got relationship drama, whether it's with their brother, sister, mother, father, whoever, cousins. Families are challenging. So this is a fascinating expose on family,
mm-hmm.
In a broader sense. And it's multi-generational.
That's it.
And it is dramatic. There's an element of romance to it as well. Robin Carr has written some world-beating, best-selling novels since the 70s. She's a New York Times best-selling author, so she must be doing something right. Roma Roth came in and made Virgin River out of her books, and now she's making Sullivan's Crossing out of 6 of her other books.
I was going to say, I love the fact that it's on the CW app, because that's how I watch my television, is on that app, because you can get into, let's say, episode number 5 of this season, and I'll go back to episode number 2. And that's what I want listeners to understand. You're never going to be late for this storyline, because you can always find every single episode on the CW.
I think that's important, and it's a good thing you pointed it out. It is available on the CW app, and that is the way the younger generations are consuming content now, and they should have the option to do that, and they do have the option with Sullivan's Crossing. So that's really all they have to do. It's good you pointed that out.
Being a part of this series, I mean, and listeners need to understand also, like you said, you pointed out, this is a rom drama. This is absolutely a book with a storyline, and I mean, it's all laid out for us. And what's so great about this is that you are serving us, and I'm just so grateful for that.
Well, thanks, man. Tell all your friends. What can I say? It's a cool show. Great music, by the way.
Yes,
Great
yes, yep.
Company. So you've got the scenery, you've got the soundtrack, you've got the storylines, you've got the universality of these relationship experiences. There's a lot to hang your hat on here, and I don't know that and it's got something for everybody. So I don't really think the target demo is one specific small group of people. I think it's pretty much everybody.
It is.
On the other show I did, I do conventions, and I get these 7-year-old boys and girls coming up to me dressed as characters. I think it's going to have the same effect. Because everybody's going to be able to relate to this due to the complexity and, you know, how real these emotions are and how real these storylines are. Everybody's going through them. You go through them. I went through them. I still go through them. Everybody does. So it's nice to have a place where you can go home and watch something that's real and powerful and relatable. And that's what Sullivan's Crossing is to me.
And it's on the CW. Oh, Scott, you got to come back to this show anytime in the future.
Oh, you got it, man. Love chatting with you, buddy.
You bet, man. Will you be brilliant today and have fun talking to all the talented people in radio throughout your day today?
Oh, I'm having a blast. I love it. Thanks.